Hello everyone, Mrhappy here, and welcome to Mondays with Mrhappy, aka Mrhappy Mondays, the weekly Q&A show where you ask me questions and I answer them. I can guarantee you that I am indeed Mrhappy, despite the facial hair that is missing right now. For those who didn't know, I actually fulfilled a promise earlier today being Sunday, the day that I record these videos, or that I record this video series, that if I hit 800 Twitch subs, which is not the equivalent of followers, like YouTube subs are like, hey, I follow you, your video will pop up in my inbox. Over on Twitch, a sub, for those who don't know, is someone who pays monthly to support the stream and to support the channel, whereas Twitch uses followers to do subscription, to do what YouTube considers the equivalent of subscribing. So I made a promise if I hit 800 subs before the new year, that at some point I would do full makeup. And Mel, my girlfriend, did the makeup for me, and well, here's an image of it on your screen right now. That was the end result. There's going to be a video of that process popping up sometime today, Monday, the day that you're seeing this. So be on the lookout for that if you want to laugh at me. And yeah, that's going to be on the internet forever. Great. Anyway, on that note, don't forget this weekend, this coming weekend, the last weekend of January, not only do we have the live letter, I will be at PAX South San Antonio, and I'm going to be trying to arrange a little get-together. I don't know, I don't really have big plans for it. I just want to get together, and if anyone else is at San Antonio, I definitely want to say hi and shake some hands, take some pictures. I want to show some appreciation to those who I know will probably be at San Antonio. So be on the lookout on my social media to find out when I'm doing stuff. My Twitter's always below every video, so you can always find me there, and I'm always tweeting about when I'm doing things or what kind of plans that I have. So on top of that, the live letter, I will not be streaming it because I'll be at San Antonio, but Marko will be streaming directly from his Twitch channel. You can find that in the description of the video below as well. Marko Turn with a K, Marko with a K, Turn, T-U-R-N, on Twitch. So I'll be there, and I'll be in the chat, and I'll be the one typing his translations, but I'm not actually going to be the one streaming it, though I will be hosting it, hosting his channel on my Twitch channel. So definitely be there. It's a live letter that we're really excited for. Release date, hopefully, for 3.2, which we are expecting, based on what they said, to be in February. So looking forward to that, and on top of that, the World First Race coming very soon. But anyway, let's just get into some questions now, so I can stop thinking about how I look as I look at myself in the camera right there with a pretty face. Oh yeah, that's right, I almost forgot. By the way, apologies for this, just poor lighting on my part because I had to rearrange things today to do the makeup. So apologies for this right here. But anyway, videos. I always highlight videos. A lot of Blade & Soul videos this week. I've got some ideas for 14 videos, especially prep for 3.2, some gathering stuff, because I don't do crafting at all, fuck that. And just making money in general, things that you can, little things that you can do to make a daily income. And on top of that, the live letter thing. I don't know if I'll have that done until, like, the following week. I don't know yet, because, you know, I'll be at PAX South. I haven't decided yet. I don't know what I'm doing just yet, but we'll see. Anyway, just check out some of these videos. I'll do them on this side this week, just because I want to cover this shit up over down here because of my bad lighting. So that's what we'll go with. There's a lot of Blade & Soul videos I did this week, some more versus videos, thankfully, so we had a lot of content come out this week. Anyway, now let's get into the questions before I just can't look at my face. I just see makeup. Please, let's move on. You know, I have considered just using this thing down on the bottom to cover that up, but whatever. Fuck it. Anyway, so hello, mister. I have a lot of blah, blah, blah below, so stick with the bold words. I like the way this man thinks. I was wondering if you had any opinion on the PS4 Elder Scrolls Online. Wasn't for me. That's the way I say. I don't think it's an awful game. I think it really kind of just didn't do it for me. The big thing for me was that Elder Scrolls Online, it didn't feel like it knew what it wanted to be, and I like a game with an identity. When I started playing it, I was like, okay, Elder Scrolls, this is cool, and then I got into the MMO aspects, and I was like, these MMO aspects were, yeah, they were kind of half-assed, in my opinion. And then on top of that, it just felt like it didn't know. Did it want to be an MMO? Did it want to be an Elder Scrolls? It didn't feel like it wanted to be an Elder Scrolls MMO. It felt more like it wanted to be an MMO in the Elder Scrolls universe, but it didn't capture enough elements on either side to really hold my interest. It was one of the quickest games I've said, you know what, no, I can't play it. I can't play this. I don't enjoy it. The only other game I've left as quickly, and I honestly, I gave it up way quicker than Elder Scrolls, which I lasted at least 4 or 5 hours on, was Black Desert. Black Desert, I made it an hour and a half, and I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. I'm so bored playing this game, and I'm not willing to grind through the boring parts to get to the fun parts, because the boring parts are agonizingly boring. That was my opinion, of course. Some people will enjoy the game, and you're more than welcome to. I'll actually be putting a video out about that, about people's preferences in MMOs sometime this week. But that's just how I feel. Is there any other bolded words here? Because you got your story here. Is Elder Scrolls Online worth playing? I mean, if you like the Elder Scrolls universe, go for it. I mean, I can't tell you if it's worth playing. I played 4 or 5 hours of it. What kind of knowledge of the game do I really have, right? I literally only know that by 4 or 5 hours, I personally had to put it away and said, you know what, I can't play this. It's not doing it. There's something's missing. I love the Elder Scrolls universe, I love MMOs, and I am not interested in either of the aspects of this game. I've already explained why. So, if you're interested in it, give it a shot. If not, then, you know, I can't tell you, yes, go play Elder Scrolls. I can only tell you my experiences with it. And maybe that's enough to sway you in either direction. I don't know. Next question. Hey, Hap, long-time viewer, first-time askers have a bonus of your choice. You know, the bonus thing has really died down. A lot less people are giving bonuses nowadays. It's okay, because I know that when 3.2 comes around, I'll get a lot more bonuses, but we'll see. So I was a big EverQuest player back in the day, and one of the best things I remember about the game was the raid that the that was Carafirm the Sleeper. If you aren't aware of who that is, he was a boss that was considered unkillable, and if a raid group accidentally woke him up, he would go on a server-wide rampage, ignoring zone lines and wrecking PCs as he went until the GM reset him. So my question is, how would you feel about a similar... That's not even a super boss. That's literally like an enemy that's just designed to kill you. That's it. That's all it is. I mean, it's funny, and it's interesting, and it makes for good stories, but I don't know that, like, at that point, you need to put in development time just to create something that's unkillable. I don't know if that's a smart allocation of resources when it comes to a company. I mean, then again, fucking Final Fantasy XI made Absolute Virtue, and they had to go through the fucking effort of making a video to try and explain the mechanics of the fight, and even that video was awful and was like so cryptic. It's like, well, we don't want to tell you what the mechanics are, we just want to prove to you that it can be beaten. You didn't prove anything to anyone. It didn't get beaten without glitches until after level 80 cap. So I don't know what the hell they were hoping to expect. I don't know if it's worth the time. I'd rather they invest in things that people can enjoy and not something people want to actively avoid. On top of that, then you have people who are just gonna, you know, fucking waking up on purpose just to murder everyone. So I don't know. I think we're in a different day and age. I don't think something like that would fly really anymore. Next question. Haps, thanks for the advice now. How couldn't you get that Conan the Barbarian pun question? I never watched Conan the Barbarian. I watched real movies. But now I'll try to my actual question, which is a Spoony Bard question. Straight shot before dots to improve blood. No, you should be straight shotting before everything. You should never let straight shot fall off. This is a basic Bard functionality and something that you really need to be doing. As soon as you get straight shot, that is your #1 priority before any other global cooldown. You always straight shot, and if straight shot ever falls, is ever about to fall off, and your dots are ever about to fall off at the same time, you straight shot a GCD early, then you iron jaws, and you're good to go. No, you always straight shot before dots. You never, ever want to do dots without straight shot. You never even want to do heavy shot without straight shot. You never want to do anything. It's 10% crit. That is a Bard basic right there. Very spoony indeed. Next question. Hi, Mr. Happy. Have 1,000 allied seals. I guess that's fucking items. That's 1 out of 80 items right there. Great. 3 questions. Okay, let's see what kind of questions we're dealing with here, because I might not be able to do all 3. 1, when are you planning to do, again, your lore videos? You know, every time I sit down to do the lore video, I end up just watching, and I end up forgetting to record. That's the bottom line. I literally just end up watching the story again. So that's one reason. And also, it's a lot of script writing. So it's definitely been a lot harder to get the time to do it. Although I have put some time aside, and I've chipped at it little by little. So many important details in Heaven's Word that it's really, really hard to get a video that covers all of it. There's going to be some sort of missing detail. And I hate that. So I'm going to try to get through to it, but I can't make any guarantees right now. Number 2. I know you were a stand model of the low skill speed ninja. Do you believe that there's a number of skill speed that can make you some scenarios not drop your dots? I believe ninja is the only class that can drop dots and insta reapplies them. How much of a DPS gain loss? You would probably need a lot of skill. I don't have the breakpoints. Like, there is a breakpoint mathematically. It can be figured out. I don't know it off the top of my head. The thing is, I have an almost 700 skill speed ninja, and then I have like a 438 skill speed ninja. I fucking hate the 700 skill speed ninja. It's cool occasionally, because sometimes I can get extra GCDs in places I normally can't, but I'm starved constantly of resources, and it's annoying. So there is a sweet point. Definitely, it's probably between the 500 and 600 range, but just that crit and determination are going to actively increase your damage a lot more than skill speed does. So even though there is that sweet point, the question is, does that sweet point outweigh the amount of crit percentage or the amount of flat damage you're going to lose just to hit that breakpoint? And that is something I don't have, I can't math it out just on the video right now. So I couldn't give you a solid answer. And 3, which is the final question, and is a guess or more like what you think? Is the Alexander lore videos, he talks about Alexander being the goblin's primal, and for some reason they feel the urge to awake him. For some reason I believe there's some Allegan influence. No, there's nothing, I don't think there's anything Allegan at all that has to do with him. Although I've been trying to ask people what the name of the head is going to be, because I think Midas is Gordius's son, I think I was told, and I don't know, Cybele, I'm assuming, is another son or father in that, you know, line of that hierarchy of that family. So, what's it called? I don't think it's going to be... Well, Cybele's the final climax of a high-intense raid. And it's not going to be harder. Gordius is going to be the hardest raid of the 3, without a doubt. So I expect if Cybele ends up being the name of the last one, I do expect it to be on Midas's level, not as difficult as Gordius. So, I mean, it's still... I think that the Alexander story, in the end, people are going to really enjoy it. And I think that a lot of people were way overly harsh on the first part. They had to literally develop a story from scratch. And honestly, if they just didn't play the pronoun game too often, it would have been better. I just hate when they're like, okay, well, you know nothing about what's going on, so let's use pronouns like him, them, it's you. Like, just fucking tell us the story that we're supposed to know before we go in. Stop trying to feed it to us like that. Bahamut had mystery, but we knew going in at least a little bit of something. And the first floors of Bahamut sucked. Like, there was, other than the epicness that was seeing the coil itself, there was no fucking story in the first part. It was, hey, we turned off the coil. Grandfather? What are you doing here? Why is Nail here? Alright, fuck it, we'll find out in 6 months. That was pretty much the way that the first coil went. Just that it had Bahamut. And I think that we're going to see Alexander is probably going to come into his own a lot more when it comes to the story. Next question. Dear Mr. Happy, I recently got back into the game after taking a 2.5-month break. Good for you. Good for you to know to take a break and not just force yourself to play for those 2.5 months. Good on that. Final exams, holidays, other various other games. Good, you're taking care of yourself. Glad to hear that. When I got back, I was surprised to see that they put in 210 anima weapons called anima while remaining Savage Gear stayed the same. I tried joining a few statics that were still interested. However, all of them turned me down because I don't have a 210. What? You must have been trying to join some fucking group that already had an A4 Savage clear, because there's no fucking way that a group is recruiting for A3 Savage and is like, you need a 210 weapon as a DPS. Motherfucker, I beat that shit in I-190 weapons. Stop telling people you need 210 weapons. You don't need fucking 210 weapons to do that shit. But if you had like an I-180 weapon, yeah, that was probably not going to happen. I-190 is still not even favorable. Would have probably at least wanted an ESO weapon. That's 200. You don't need a fucking 210 weapon. That kind of pisses me off. Up to A3. Yeah, I can drive the Gobwalker. Okay. One of them even said that I have no excuses for not having 210 weapon because of the extremely tight... You know what? I'm really getting tired of groups, and I had to take the glasses off for this. I'm really getting tired of groups saying you need a 210 weapon because the DPS checks are tight. There's a lot of things I'm sick of hearing in the community, and this is a big one. When groups are like, you have no excuse not to have it because the DPS... They're tight checks, yes, but you don't need 210 weapons to do them. You got to be a good fucking player. There's a difference between needing a 210 weapon and being a good player. Now, for all I know, maybe you don't do the best DPS. You needed the 210 weapon. Maybe they figured that out based on your numbers. I don't know. But to tell people you need to go get your animal weapon because it's 210... and that's the only way we're going to pass you check. It's full of shit. No, just everyone in your group needs to play better. That's all that needs to happen. Stop looking for excuses and looking for reasons to force people to go do that shit. You don't need fucking 210 weapons to do 8, 3, and 4 Savage. Normally I wouldn't mind the grind. I'm hesitant. Okay. Alright, let's get through the rest of the questions. Since I'm playing on a low pop server, the prices for the 16 items for the anima are above my character's total save gil. I'm hesitant about transferring to a higher population because I don't want to pay $18 service fee, nor do I want to reroll a brand new character. I don't blame you. What would you recommend? You pretty much, I can see your PS already down here, where you say, I only have 3.5 million, wondering if I should save, or I should spend until I only have 1.2. It's 1.2. 1.5, you would lose 300k in the process, unless you have 5 retainers, which maybe you do, I don't know. So yeah, I mean, that's probably your best option. You either, if you literally can't find a group, keep in mind, by the way, yes, I should put my glasses back on. Yes, you're looking for a group that can do Gordius Savage. You may want to start looking into groups that are interested in doing Midas Savage, because Midas Savage is going to be a lot easier than Gordius Savage. Granted, just gotta make sure the people you're playing with are, you know, doing okay. It's just that that's going to happen after January 30th. You're going to see a lot of people recruiting for 3.2. So until that happens, you may want to hold off on the transfer. If not, I would start at least looking on other servers. Don't transfer without a plan. Make a plan, look for recruitment, and then say, hey, if I get accepted into a static, great. I'll transfer. I'll spend some money on the HQ items, and I'll be good to go. But honestly, this whole bullshit, you have no excuse not to have a 210 weapon because the DPS checks are tight. Yeah, they're tight, but you don't need... Whatever, I'm moving on to the next question. That's my advice. Look for a group. Don't move until you find another one. And if you can't find one, look on your server for a group saying recruiting for 3.2 and try to join one of those. Next question. Howdy, Happy. Great to hear that you're coming down here to PAX South. I'm a San Antonio native, if you can't tell. I can tell now because you just told me. Hopefully you'll be at PAX South, and hopefully you're following me on Twitter so you can find out when I'm meeting people. Help you get hype. Let's ask you some PAX questions. What are you most looking forward to seeing playing? I honestly, the thing I look forward to most is seeing a lot of the other broadcasters and a lot of people in the industry, as well as any potential viewers or fans or people who appreciate the channel and whatnot. I just look forward to seeing people. Which I know sounds stupid, but it's the people that I don't get to see very often, and that matters a lot to me. So it's not so much about playing the games, which is definitely an aspect. It's more about seeing people and interacting with people. It sounds so nerdy when I say it like that. Are you going to be attending the full weekend? Yes. What kind of sweet swag bag are you hoping to buy? I don't really buy many things at conventions. I have so many fucking shirts that I've gotten from booths and shit that, like, I don't buy things. Like, if it's free, sure, I'll take it. But if I don't ever buy things. Gonna be doing any sightseeing? I don't sightsee for shit. We're literally, like, not too far from the Santa Monica Pier. We were 2 blocks from the Santa Monica Pier one day, and she's like, you want to go see it? And I was like, nah. Like, I don't sightsee. I'm not interested in that. I'm a nerd. I just want to go back inside and play video games. Hope you have fun at PAX South and stay awesome. If you need any food recommendations, I suggest Whataburger. Oh no, I'm not doing fast food burgers. I'll do burgers, but I'm not doing fast food burgers. Although I've heard Whataburger's pretty good. And Chris Madrid's for excellent burger joint food. Okay, but it's closed Sunday. Thank you for the information. Now I'm hungry. Thanks. Next question. Hi, Happy. Quick question for you. Now I am not the most knowledgeable person on Final Fantasy jobs and classes. I thought of a weapon of a two-handed combat axe. 2 single-handed combat axes. I was like, I have to read this again. Is this a weapon that can be implemented? Yeah, Beastmaster could use it. Warrior could have technically used it. Beastmaster is the most likely one to get a one-handed axe eventually, which is a pet wielding job, but I'm just thinking of Final Fantasy XI. Technically, there's a lot of jobs that we already have in the game that could utilize axes. In my mind, I think of Beastmasters, which are a melee, that would make them a melee pet controlling job, and that's what I personally hope to see in 5.0, because I don't think we'll see it in 4.0, but that would be really cool. Give me my Puppet Master. That's what I want for a melee pet job. Please. Thank you for your question. Alright, hey Mr. Happy, have a returning poster bonus. Means every bonus you get this week is doubled. Nice. One day these bonuses will turn into something real. A few questions. Does Square not like my friends? That is a fucking great question to lead with. What I mean by this is, why doesn't it tell me when my friends log in, but it does for my free company? That is a good question. I don't have a good answer. Fuck it. Put it in ask them on the live letter. Ask them. Can I turn on notifications for friends? That would be good. Do it. Ask them. There's no good answer for that. I have nothing. This is a good question. Holy shit. Ask that. Ask that for the live letter. Go to the forums right now, find the live letter thread, and ask them under miscellaneous. Do it. Just do it. 2. What job would you not like to see brought into 14? Wow, what would you not like to see? Holy shit. Red Mage originally I just didn't want to see at all, because I'm like, people are never going to be happy with any implementation of that job. I don't think there's a job I wouldn't want to see, because I want to see how they incorporate it. Every job that's ever existed. The one that I'm still really weary about is Red Mage, but also Necromancer. Like, I don't see that ever happening. It is... Summoning's a forbidden art, but, like, that's a really forbidden art. And that's an entire job that can never be released in the Chinese version, unless you were not summoning skeletons. I think even just bringing the dead back in China is extremely disrespectful in their culture. Just anything that involves the dead. So I would definitely not expect a Necromancer. But I don't think there's any job I wouldn't want to see. I always want to see what ideas they're going to have. And what job is the most played? You know what? They actually told us this back in August. Shit, I don't know what it was. I don't remember what job. I know Machinist was least played. What was most played? Was it Paladin? I think Paladin was actually most played back in August. Probably Warrior by now, but I'm not sure. I think that's what it's going to be. Bard is... I don't know if Bard is... I think a lot of people dropped off Bard. I think it's probably Paladin. I think Paladin is probably the most played job, if not Warrior. Next question. Alright, Mush. God, why do you have to type backwards? Tarp. I'm already confused, the fact that the first word is tarp. Tarp my... Agam. Oh no, this is... I thought it was backwards. This is fucking Albed. Because we means you. I don't know what this says. I don't know. I know something you. I could probably figure it out because Y-O. So the first one is fucking something. I don't know. It's Albed. That's all I can figure out. What's the worst thing you've ever seen in 14 done by a person or people? I think... the worst thing, I don't know if it's the worst thing. One of the things that annoys me the most is when someone's watching a cutscene and someone just runs in to fight the boss. Like, I get it in the Praetorium, but in fucking Stone Vigil, really? Like, you can't wait 2 minutes? Praetorium's a bit of a different story, but you're in a level 41 dungeon right now. You're not in a level 50 dungeon. Just fucking wait 2 minutes for the guy. It's not like there's 8 million cutscenes like there is in the Praetorium. What's the best thing you've seen in Final Fantasy XIV? I've seen people just... one of the things I remember is right next to the Christmas event NPC. This was recent. There was somebody dressed in a reindeer outfit, dancing next to the NPC, giving away the item that was needed for the event. I thought that that was a great thing, because you so very rarely see that kind of kindness and that kind of interaction. They weren't really role-playing. They were just saying, happy holidays, here's the quest item, you have it for free, and it's like, cool. That's really, really nice, and that's a good way to... It's something I imagine makes a lot of people smile, like, wow, that's fucking cool. It's very recent. That's not the... I wouldn't say that's the greatest thing, but that's the thing that made me go, like, I like this person. I like this person a lot. So I'm going to go with that as an experience, and I don't know what this Albed is at the bottom, so I give up. I think the Y is an I. I don't know. Oh, something, thank you. No, fuck it, I don't know. It's not thank you. Next question. Hey, Hap. Hope the week has found you well. Well, it has indeed. For the obligatory beginning of the post tribute, have some yellow scripts. Trust me, this stuff is legit. Oh shit, we're on that next level shit right now. Finally got my skill speed sticks. Kanagi anima. I don't know what that is. Oh, I get it. Kanagi's the name of the anima weapon. I was so confused. I was like, Kanagi, and I thought it said Kanagi anime. And was wondering how I should approach 3.2. Whatever. Whatever new weapon comes out, get it. Tombstone weapon, get it. Any primal weapon, get it. I don't know. Something. I don't think you need to think about it all too much. So it follows the same formula where an additional item from Savage isn't required to obtain the new tome. Okay, so that's going to change. I guarantee you in A7, you're going to need a tombstone item. Or, I'm sorry, turn 6, or A6, whatever the fuck. A6, you're almost definitely going to need like a gob tome of some kind to upgrade, to even get the lore weapon or the transcendent weapon, whatever it's supposed to be called. And then you're probably going to need a type of sand or item from A7 to upgrade it to the new like 240 item level, whatever. I don't know what item level it's going to be, that's my guess. And then Savage is going to be 5 item levels above that, probably. That's my guess, just based on the information they've given us. So I think you're pretty good with the Kanagi as much as it's a skill speed stick. Just be on the lookout for the primal and if the tome weapons can be available in any other way without needing double upgrade items. So that's imagine what I'm going to be. 3 weeks for the time. I mean, you'll know by then. You won't know what to do until you find out exactly how that's going to work. So I can't give you a solid answer. Just know that the Kanagi's having a 210. Good, even though they're skill speed sticks, like you call them. Alright, I'm sorry. I had to move it over. I had to do it. I couldn't look at it. Like, it's still there, but I couldn't look at it. Hello, Mr. Happy. Keep on being awesome, and here's a billion MGP. I don't even know what I would do with a billion MGP. It's definitely no Powerball. Here's my question, or, well, to be exact, story with questions. Just take sentences in bold. I love people who do this. Thank you. You guys are amazing for doing this. That's 2 in 1 episode. Alright, so, latency has always been my #1 enemy. So, that's okay. That's understandable. However, I always get fucked by mechanics because of the latency. Famously slow internet in my country, the Philippines, contribute to this. This is why I've constantly been reluctant at myself if I should join a static. It's a fair thing to do, to not want to be a burden on other people, but to still want to enjoy certain aspects of the game. Do you believe I just need to develop my reaction time and practice pre-dodging that my free company mates are talking about? That definitely makes it viable. You also have ping programs like What the Fast or Battle Ping or Mudfish is the newest one. Those will help you immensely as well. Yes, learn how to pre-dodge. That definitely makes the content playable. It sucks that you have to do it because you're so far away, but it makes it possible. So yes, I would say practice pre-dodging. Even just go into Titan hard mode and do it. Like, just as basic practice. I think that's definitely a good idea. And yes, I have raided with people on a hardcore level that had the same issue and had to learn the same problems. Not recently, but in the past. Next question. Hey, Haps, longtime viewer. I recognize the name. Wait, I recognize that name. Is this seriously a first-time poster? Where? I mean, I know you from my stream. Okay, whatever. Not gonna question it. So, a first-time bonus of your choice of one of Sly's empty beer bottles or an extra. What are you? Why are you giving me bad bonuses? These are bone-us moments, not bonus. There's a difference. Anyways, welcome to CA. My question will be short. Do you desire the power? Have you played? No, I haven't played any Xenogear game. No, none of them. Played Final Fantasy 11 for 7 years. Barely played anything else that wasn't Kingdom Hearts or Final Fantasy, and I missed a million. Have not played any of them. I don't get the reference. I'm sorry. Next question. Hi, Happy. I'm not sure what you need, so I offer you a bonus item of whatever you need. I need 3.2 to get here now. So, Happy, what do you think of the chances of Garlemald finding and creating the Ruby Diamond? I don't see Ruby Diamond and Emerald joining this game. I just don't see it happening. I don't see us going anywhere past Ultima and Omega. As much as I know a lot of people think it would be fun, maybe we see a Ruby Weapon Fate for like Final Fantasy VII collaboration when the remake comes out. I don't see it happening. Yeah, I don't see it happening. Omega will probably be... We still haven't even fought Omega, and especially I'm not expecting us to even fight Omega until after 4.0. Like, I don't think he will be a threat until after 4.0. So, no, I really don't expect anything involving the other weapons, because they are not nearly as influential on the Final Fantasy universe as Ultima and Omega are. Next question. Hello, Mr. Happy. First-time poster, long-time lurker. Hey, that's what I like to see. Welcome to the show. My question concerns more the future of the game rather than what is currently on the horizon. Do you think it will be possible by patch 4.0 to introduce... So here's the thing. We're not going to get another job before 4.0. It's not going to happen. I'll tell you outright. Also, Geomancer, one of the jobs I want to see most. So I'm hoping that it's the thing is, Samurai and Red Mage are like the two big ones that people are rooting on for 4.0. Geomancer is one of the ones I'm rooting for. If there is a third job, I want to see a Geomancer. It is just, I don't know, I love Geomancers. It's just, I don't know what it is about it. It's just, it's cool. I love it. It wouldn't work the same as, obviously, like Final Fantasy V, where it's like, hey, where am I? Oh, shit. Alright, well, cave in, boo, 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 everything dies. It wouldn't work like that, but I would love to see Geomancer. Just wouldn't happen before 4.0. Maybe in 4.0, but definitely not before 4.0. Don't expect another job before 4.0. Next question. Hey, Haps, have the gob coat that hit the floor. I don't need them. It would just hit the floor again, because I'll just toss that shit to the side. Thank you for the notion, though. I'm a Bard main who's recently started playing the Machinist. I know I recently started leveling Machinist. I fucking love it. I don't know what it is. I really like it. Really enjoying it, considering maining it. I'm just wondering how necessary or useful do you think the tools that Bard brings to the Machinist doesn't foes, rain, and death are in progression scenario compared to what a Machinist brings to the table. I've only played Machinist since we have Gordia Savage on farm, and I'm not too sure how the class compares to Bard. So Bard is in every way, I feel, personally better for progression. Machinist, though, if you can utilize its strengths, so good. We actually switched to Machinist for a lot of our A3 prog because we liked the stun. We liked the stun, and we liked the heavy for the ad phase. We also really, really liked having Dismantle for cleaves while we used Virus for the big AoEs, or we could use Ren Mine for the big magic AoEs. It was adaptable, like, shit, someone's weakened, I don't have Virus. Can you Ren Mine this next big AoE? Sure, yeah, I can do that. Shit, I need MP. Alright, turret. Like, Machinist has so much more utility, but the damage is a little bit lower. So as with Raid Gear having the ability to meld one materia onto it, I see healers going full accuracy, but I don't know what the accuracy caps are going to be. So Rain of Death could still be super, super important. Or, with all this extra accuracy they're going to have, with like grade 5 accuracy materials and whatnot, it's entirely possible that Rain of Death has no value anymore because there's a lot more accuracy available on the gear. I personally don't see that happening. Happens every time. I personally don't see that happening. I still think Rain of Death is going to be really valued, but I think Machinist is a fair shot, especially because DPS checks will not be as intense. If you're going for World First Prog, you're going to take the thing that does the most DPS while offering the greatest utility. I don't see that being a problem for your average static in 3.2. I think Machinist will be okay, and I'm also kind of expecting a few tweaks. I don't know what they'll do, but I am personally expecting a couple of tweaks to the Machinist in 3.2. Alright, next question. Why, Mr. Happy? Why? I don't know why, but anyways... Okay. If Square Enix continues to add new jobs every expansion, do you think there will come a time we have too many? That is a legitimate fear, because the game works in a very simple to understand way. Now I forgot that now you can see that the shirt is green, so you can see through the back. So it is a wonder, can they really create new experiences without, you know, kind of just it going stale? That's my biggest thing, is will it go stale because they're trying to keep all the jobs on this similar, even level? And it's possible that there may be a point where you have too many. I mean, a lot of people would consider the 13 we have now too many, just because you only get to bring 8 into a raid. We'll see if they have any sort of adjustments, but there is a possibility that maybe one day, you know, we have maybe 20 jobs in 5.0. Do we really need 20 jobs? But at the same time, it's always new and exciting. That's really the big reason. It's like, oh, there's new jobs, and people are like, oh, I gotta play the new jobs, I gotta buy the game, gotta buy the game. And then, that's it. That's how they hook you, man. That's how MMOs hook you. Shit, new job! Need to play it! Next question. Hey there, Haps. First time asker and a more recent viewer of your Twitch channel. Hey, thanks for supporting both the YouTube and the Twitch channel, apparently. I've always used your YouTube guides. Hey, thanks, my man. Make my afternoons at work tolerable. So many people tell me that. I want to make them awesome, not tolerable. But I'm glad that I'm helping. My question is for gathering at 60. I just dumped about 1 mil into miner to get it red script and favor worthy. I made it back to 4-fold 4 favors later. Yeah, it's so easy to make money on favors. I'm going to make a video about that. But I don't have a ton of cash since I am just starting on gathering train. I'd like to try and be in the market blitz at the next patch. Good. I'm glad you're thinking like that, because you're going to make a lot of money just for even thinking about it. Should I start buying some of that red script gear to make sure I have the necessary stats relevant? So theoretically, yes. You should at least have the main hand and the body piece. Any crafted accessories you can get as well, the higher tier ones, would be great. We don't know the stat requirements going into the next set of gathering. So it's only theoretically the smart thing to do, and it's not the proven smart thing to do. I definitely think if you're going to push for the mats or the red scripts, you should probably split it up. Spend some on red scripts, get the main hand, get the body piece or the legs, whichever one is better. I think the legs come first over the body. I don't remember, personally. But if you're gonna do it with favors, use it to get people to craft you the accessories, because those are what you're gonna be able to customize to make sure you have the minimum GP requirements, make sure you have the minimum gathering requirements, perception requirements, and especially the offhand. Definitely get those. I think those are your best bets to get ready for the market blitz, because guess what? If you do it correctly, that amount of money that you spend or the amount of time you spend will be made back 50-fold, because that shit goes for so much money when the patch first hits. And yes, I am glad that I missed the blizzard this weekend. Thank you for asking. Good to be in LA. Alright, next question. Yo, Haps, what's up, man? How you doing? Yo, how you doing? You asked me how you doing, alright? I have a couple of raid-related questions for you. Alrighty then. So you know those weird and random days no one can do any mechanics in your raid and fights just like, no. Just wiping for hours on fights that you've had on farm? Yeah, I know those days. What do you think causes such disturbances in the ether? Complacency is definitely a big part of it. And just, because once you're complacent with something, you start doing things like watching a YouTube video or watching another stream or, you know, reading something in between, like, big parts. It happens, you know. I think that's part of it. The other part is boredom. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, fucking 12th week in a row, and I've had to do this fight 12 fucking weeks in a row. I don't care anymore. That definitely happens. It's okay for me to be frustrated. Oh, you can be frustrated, but also understand that it just happens. And, like, don't break a raid group because you're having, you know, nights like that. It happens. You just got to be like, okay, it's one of those nights, whatever. And what are the top rating free companies on Gilgamesh? Elysium. I haven't been following what Death and Taxes has been doing lately. I see the tag around still. You know what? I don't know the names. Like, I would have said Synergy, but I don't think Synergy's around anymore. Is Mod on our server now? I think Mod might be on our server. And then there's a lot of just really good raid groups as well that I don't know if they're really, like, I don't know where they fit, you know? Like, I see so many raid groups, I'm just not educated on them because, you know, I play Final Fantasy, but I also play other games, so it's like, I don't know. I don't think I've paid enough attention. I don't want to give you a solid answer. Elysium is the only answer I can legitimately say. Death and Taxes I haven't been following as much, so I have no idea who's in the world first race, who's just progressing, but it's going to be tight. Next patch is gonna be tight. I'm looking forward to it. Next question. Well, hello, Mr. Happy. Welcome to the Proc Monday with Reaper. One rule, you can't skip any procs, so keep it going. Let's see how many procs you'll be able to do. Number 1, sometimes you get tired of playing video games. Never. 2, name one thing that made you happy last week. Food. Oh, pizza that had shrimp, corn, and sweet potato casserole on it. It was fantastic. 3, how did you become a raider? Them skills? I just like doing it. That's really all that came down to it. Definitely not them skills, because I know a lot of people that are better raiders than me, both in WoW and in 14. Number 4, ninja or puppet master? Puppet master. Easy answer. 5, magic attack or physical attack? Physical attack. Always punch that shit in the face. 6, what's the best defense? Ultimate shield or ultimate attack? Hey, the best defense is a good offense. Number 7, what would you do if all your characters got deleted? I would cry, and I would just cry and cry and cry and cry. Number 8, is there a game that made you rage quit? Just rage till madness. The original Dark Souls definitely did that. 9, would you play an action MMO with the difficulty of Bloodborne? Abso-fucking-lutely. Number 10, the most horrible movie you have seen in your life. And I can't believe you just named a Serbian film. I've seen it. I've seen that movie. It was gonna. It's not so much that it's a bad movie. It is just the most disgusting movie I've ever seen in my life. Don't Google this, guys. Especially if you're under the age of 18. Do not Google that movie. I promise you, you will regret your decision. On that note, next question. On that disturbing note, hey, Mr. Happy, viewer for 6 months, first-time poster. I know that name. Oh, that's because I've seen you again. I've seen you on Twitch. See, I've recognized a lot of these names from Twitch. That's just cool. So I have some tomestones of whatever. I'll take Transcendent tomestones. I started playing half a year ago. 14 is my first time. That's what I said. I'm enjoying the hell out of it. My main is Astrologian, and so far I've cleared a 1 and a 2 Savage. Good job. Due to drama, static fell apart. Went out, used my words, got into a new group. Use words. Now we have a new healer composition, which is Astro White Mage. Oh, I'm so sorry for you. What do you think about this combination? Will he have a chance in A3? Oh, yeah, you can do A3 and A4. Don't get me wrong. I hate that combination. I really don't like it. And I think you'll be fine for Midas. And you can absolutely beat A3 and 4. It's just, it's so much more suboptimal. It's so much worse than Astro Scholar. But it's doable. And you should, if you're paired with the White Mage, you have to go Nocturnal. You do not have a choice. Just Nocturnal everywhere. Unless you're sticking a healer in the Godwalker in A2, and then you would be Diurnal. Otherwise, it's going to be Nocturnal the whole way. I'm sorry. You'll be okay. Don't worry. I hate the combination, but you can do A3, A4. You can do Midas. You'll be fine in Midas. Don't worry about it. Next question. Hope you're having a happy Sunday, Haps. Definitely not new to asking questions, so no bonus, but I have a plate of cookies. Oh, come on, man. I'm so hungry right now. I'm going to go make chicken after this. Got a hopefully short question. Been playing Blade and Soul lately. Hey. I've been loving the shit out of Blade and Soul. I have a Blade Dancer on the Geomancer server, but the community there is so toxic and hateful. Welcome to free-to-play MMOs. It's so great, isn't it? Which apparently stems from it being an unofficial Brazilian... Oh, yeah, that happens. It's fucked up, but yeah, it happens. I've seen it happen on Poarin, too. Being an unofficial role. Oh, yeah. This sounds a lot like Gilgamesh's problem. I'm thinking about making a summoner, but I want to make it on a less toxic server. You know what? Poarin, while it has some of that, it's definitely less toxic. I don't know the other server communities. Wushin, the thing is, it's free to play. People will do this shit because they don't care. There's like, they don't care at all. If anything, just go to any server, just avoid faction chat. Like, that's the worst, that's the best advice I can give you, because it's the worst chat in the game is faction chat, whether it's RMT or it's toxicity. It's rough. Poarin's okay, though. If you want to try Poarin, I think you'd be okay with it. It wouldn't be great, but you'd be okay with it. Also, as a side note, that 50 player cap in the blacklist is crap. Filled it in 20 minutes on any server that doesn't have a queue. Oh shit, it's only 50? Oh shit, I'm almost full then. Yeah, maybe they can increase it at some point. Hello, Mr. Happy. Second time questioning, so no bonus. TLDR, do you think Astrologian is still very underpowered? Or the ones I get paired with in the Duty Finder just bad? Okay, TLDR. Answer, it's not that bad. Like, I'm not going to say it's the greatest job, but it has strengths. You know, it's not the worst. It's just, it's not reliable. That's the hardest thing. You know, they don't have the greatest way of recovering from tough situations. They have great ways of maintaining stability, but they have a hard time coming back from instability. And on top of that, because of the RNG on the rolls, like, yes, there are proper ways to play it, and there are very skilled Astros that know exactly every calculation when they use each card. Like, if I draw this card, this is exactly what it has to go to in this situation, no matter what. I know this, it's practice, it's in my head, I don't even have to think twice about it. And those Astros, great. They put out a good word, but it's very difficult for a lot of people to understand, and a lot of people will not use it in the right scenario. So, definitely, that's a big part of the Duty Finder. So, I kind of want to read the rest. Oh my god, level 50 roulette fucking sucks for Astro, because your only AoE is Blizzard, too. Ugh, I hate it, I hate it, I hate it. It sounds like you're just kind of unlucky. Astros can, especially in the Duty Finder. I fucking love Astro in the Duty Finder, other than the fact that our only AoE is Gravity, because it's so easy to do dungeons. Just fucking buffed hots on the tank and just go ham, and you're good to go. It's like they will not die. It's so fun. Next question. Hello, Mr. Happy, and happy Sunday to you. Happy Sunday to you as well. Not my first time asking. I recognize the name. Don't worry, you got 7 posts. Actually, I have a couple of short BNS questions for you. If you're running short on time, you can only answer one. Please answer the first one. I have some time still. What is the difference between a Blade Dancer and a Blade Master? Blade Master and Blade Dancer have a lot of very similar skills early on. Blade Master's really supposed to be in the front lines taking hits, though, because they benefit from it. They can generate focus better. They can access their attacks more readily if they are the target of attacks on them. So that's one big difference. And Blade Dancer does not want to be attacked at all. They want a Blade Master to hold the aggro while they go ham sandwich with the crits and the win stacks and things like that. 2, do you think summoners are OP in PvP? No. They definitely are frustrating for new PvPers. I myself always get frustrated with them because a lot of the times I'll accidentally go for the cat and I won't even realize it because Lins and cats are the same fucking size. So they're frustrating when you're first learning, but there's plenty of good counters, and I've been learning more counters to summoner. Just I don't do the greatest against them or assassins. 3, what are Hung Moon skills and how do we get them? So those can be unlocked with certain achievements and certain from certain raid groups or from buying certain books from the marketplace. So those you can eventually learn, but they're not something you'll have right when you hit 45 or right when you hit 50. You'll have to earn them, and it means that you pretty much have to be good at both PvE and PvP to make sure you can access all of that skill. 4, how long do you think until we see Warlock? April or May? That's my guess, because they're going to do Bloodshade Harbor, Bloody Shark Harbor, probably in a month. We'll probably see Mushin Towers floors 1 through 7, which is a solo raid pretty much, the month after that, and then probably the Spiral Labyrinth, and then probably a month after that, we'll see Warlock. So I guess May would be my best guess, and that would also be the level 50 cap. Thanks for answering my questions. You're the best. No problem, my man. And if you answered all 4, you've earned yourself a Moonwater Transformation Sound. I already used it. I already bought one from the marketplace because I was like, they're getting cheaper now. They're like 9 gold. So it's pretty good. It's pretty easy to make 9 gold. So thank you for your questions, of course. All right, I think there's one question after this one. I think it's this one and then one more, and I think we're good. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, definitely. Hey, Mr. Happy, first-time posters take the next item a step free. You're the fucking man. Lore-based question I'd like to get your opinion and prediction on. Might be something for Ethos 2. Probably spoilers, but it happened long enough ago. If it happened long ago, I'm not even going to bother with the spoiler chat, because it's so fucking long ago. Because I see you say back in 2.4. So back in 2.4, after Shiva was summoned, there was a mad scramble to keep the Garleans from finding out that the non-beast tribe races of Eorzea could summon primals. This was supposed to be the only reason for Garlean hesitation for invading Eorzea. So as far as 2.4 went, we were successful in keeping the secret. Fast forward to 3.0, and breaking the Azeroth, Iceheart becomes Shiva again, and fights the Garlean airship Gracian to give the Warrior of Light time to enter Azeroth safely. The knowledge of Shiva's origin, how might the Garleans react, and story play out moving into subsequent patches. The reason why they're afraid of it is because they think that we won't do it. You know, that, oh, we won't do that. They won't resort to that, so we need to stop the beast tribes, then we can just take them on. So they're probably a little bit afraid, but I can't imagine it's something that they're so afraid of that they're super hesitant. Like, they're probably just like, what the fuck? They can do that? They also might know a lot about Iceheart. You got to remember, there was a lot of undercover work going on in the Immortal Flame, so it's a good chance they already knew about that long before 3.0, and that they've been planning something accordingly. They also shit on Shiva. Granted, she wasn't at full strength, but they shit all over her with the airship, so I don't think they're that worried, and I don't think it's actually going to be a focal point anytime soon regarding the Garleans and their plans with that. So, thank you for your question, though. Alright, and time for the last question of the week. Got to almost all of them. There was 1 or 2 that I didn't answer, so sorry. Hopefully this makes the cut since it's Sunday night. Yeah, you're lucky, because this was probably the question that was least likely to make the cut. How was your weekend, my friend? It was pretty good, other than the part where I became pretty. In your Black Mage vs. Summoner video, you said that Black Mage is better. No, I said I like Black Mage better. I said I said I feel that Black Mage is more useful overall. Higher DPS, more valued utility, I suppose. I'm not debating that, however, I'd like to know if there was a buff to Summoner to increase its DPS, so it's more comparable to Black Mage. Would you be opposed? If so, what buff can Summoner receive that wouldn't be too OP? I don't know. Death Flare could be a little stronger. I see the thing is, Summoner's not so far behind Black Mage, and I tried to stress that it's like it's agonizingly bad. It's just I can't help but look accurately at the numbers. Summoner only ever wins outright in A2, and that's only if they abuse the vulnerability stacks, which if you're not doing as a Summoner, what the fuck are you doing? So it's like, you can't ignore it. Yes, Black Mage requires a very specific circumstance in order to access that damage, but it's a raid group's responsibility to enable everyone in the raid group to do as much damage as possible. Not just to say, oh, you're a Black Mage, fuck it. If you have to move, you have to move. You lose damage, whatever. No, you look for situations to keep that Black Mage from moving and keep them doing that damage. So it's not a matter of, hey, you know, whatever. They need to move occasionally. No. You want to make sure you are actively preventing them from needing to move. So, I don't know. I don't really think Summoners need a buff. It's just that with DPS checks being so tight, this was similar to the Bard versus Machinist question I answered earlier. With the DPS checks being so tight, it's just Black Mage is super valued on top of a Pocket of Stasis, on top of the slow from Blizzard and Lethargy. I know Miasma has one, but the Black Mage one is sometimes valued a little bit high, especially because Tridisasters Miasma doesn't apply the slow, which really sucks. And then there's some instances where enemies need to die so fast, you have to save Tridisasters. It was a lot of things. Like, they're very reliant on having a lot of skills to really burst enemies out. Otherwise, their damage is very gradual, and that is not something I personally prefer. So, I think raising Death Flare's potency, I would be okay with that. I would actually like to, the big thing I've always wanted to see, Enkindle's cooldown lowered. I understand that for it being an alternate skill, like you get Death Flare as often as you get it, it's 400 potency, but your pet, if it was able to do like 300 potency attacks every minute and a half, it would be insane. But it's like 5 minutes? I think that's wrong. I would like to see a shorter Enkindle cooldown. Have you been a member of those Adder pre-made groups? Yes, I have, and it's so good to be winning. When can we see more videos like Boxman? That was a fun video. I was going to continue and do another one, but that was fun. That was a fun one. So, I don't know. Maybe. We'll see if we can talk about random NPCs around the world that we can just make up stories for and whatnot. I don't know. That was actually pretty fun. I should probably invest in doing that a little bit more often. But anyway, that's going to be the last question for this episode of Mondays with Mr. Happy. Oh, I gotta look at the fucking shadow here because I fucked up the lighting. But anyway, yeah, thank you again for all your questions, guys. We had some really good questions in here this week, and hopefully you got the answers that you were looking for. One last time, the videos here, a lot of Blade and Soul ones, but we got a versus video in there as well. So hopefully you guys enjoy the video right here. Anyway, I'm gonna get going. I'm hungry. I want to cook, and I gotta get this rendering. So Jesse, we need to cook. Jesse. Anyway, I will see you guys next week for the next episode of Mondays with Mr. Happy. It'll probably be late. Actually, you know what? It might be on Tuesday, because it's either gonna be late Monday night or it's gonna happen Tuesday. I know it's called Mondays with Mr. Happy, but it's like I'm gonna be at PAX South. I could record it on Wednesday. Like this Wednesday, and just be like, yeah, fuck it, you only had 2 days to ask questions. Nah, I'll figure out something, but it'll be okay. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week, and until then, take care.